Guess where you just got into? Cool Guy Zone. Today's show is going to be all about skateboards.
Let's see, gotta get a couple of things on deck here. These lights seem really bright. That. What else? That's it. Considering we're not gripping anything, this bad boy comes pre-gripped. And my chair seems real low. Maybe that's better, maybe it's not. All right. Is it? I can't tell. Is it sinking? Feels like it is. Slowly getting shorter. Anyway, wow. What's going on? It's been a period of time. Yeah, I don't know. Inconsistencies in everything. The early spring, wet weather. It's been a lot of moisture. If you're from the Northeast, it's been raining. If you're from Southwest Pennsylvania, we've had some flooding. Very interesting. So that lack of consistency, I think, has definitely added to transference of energy in a lot of different directions. Of course, we had the eclipse. There are many reasons why I haven't been doing what I was doing all of last year, but trying to get back on track. Today was really one of the first days where we had a major amount of humidity. Let me tell you, it felt pretty good. I'm pretty stoked on it. I don't know that it's something that's really going to draw me back to being able to hold my focus in one direction, but it was pretty rad nonetheless. Yeah, I hope this finds everyone well. Hope everybody's spring is off to a good start. I know mine is, despite kind of being erratic and the focus kind of going in a lot of different directions. It's been good. Feeling pretty good. I hope that's the same for everyone else. Arm is like somewhat healed up. Still have a big gnarly scar and, pain. It's not as significant, but, hopefully one day I'll be able to live pain-free. But I doubt that. Aren't we all in some kind of pain? I mean, even before my arm was broken, every day I woke up, everything hurt, and I felt like I was almost dead. So, maybe now I actually have something real to bitch about. But anyway, I want to get down to the first actual new and complete build of the new year, 2024. I've been holding on to this Prism skate for a while. This is the Captain shape. It has a Ben Jun Dan Danana. I don't know the guy's name or how to pronounce it. I just really butchered it, and now I feel bad. But I was kind of attracted to it because it kind of reminds me a little bit of the Father John Misty album covers. It has kind of that art for it. And I do have the particulars of this board as we get down to business. This is a 31 length. The width is 875, and it's got a 16-inch wheelbase. I was interested in this fish kind of shape and this shorter length, to be totally honest with you, because I've been riding that smaller Suicidal Skates board. Recently got Ace trucks for it, and I've been sneaking out, when weather permitting and time permitting, to bomb some alleyways around the city, around my part of the city in the south side, and also some of the parking garages around American Eagle and Hitachi and those buildings down there. And I've been having a lot of fun, like getting into those tight spaces, and slashing and just carving. And I had gotten this board for that particular purpose. But with those Ace double zeros or double aughts on that Suicidal Skates, it's been working out really well. And I'd kind of like to take it up to another level. So that's why I want to go ahead and build this board first. I had a couple other ones, that Skeleton Key, rebuilding my Stedham. There's a few other boards that I was going to work on, but this one's kind of jumping out to me now just because of the interest that I've had in going out and actually just sidewalk surfing. And I know I talked about this in previous videos. I got some Indy stage 4s. pretty interested in to see how these actually perform on a setup that's just strictly made for carving, that isn't a freestyle or park setup. I have been rolling them around on my Keith Meek slasher. Nothing really performance oriented with it yet. But what I have found is they're a little bit more stable than the Ace Classics. I like the way they feel. And I know the Ace Classics are, based on the independent Stage 3. And some people say the Stage 4. I think it's a little closer to the 3, but I've never had a setup that had Ace on as a cruiser. So, and I didn't have a cruiser setup that had Indy Stage 4s on either. So I'm really excited to see how these perform. These are a 151. So I think they'll fit the 875 really nice. Gonna put the hard bushings in here. I think in the last video that I did where I replaced or inverted the kingpin in my Indy 215s, I put these Stage 4 cushions in there. And I got to tell you, man, the hard cushions in the 215, and the 215 is based off the retro geometry from the Stage 4 truck. These things change the way that 215 rides completely. From the old orange bushings, I actually had a set of black, the hard black bushings in there, but they're a different height, and they're a little bit more, I would say, rubbery. They have more rebound to them. These are far out, man. So if you ride 215s, I highly recommend that you get a set of these independent throwback cushions and throw them in those 215s. And I think you're going to notice right away a dramatic difference. Since inverting that kingpin, going to the creeper, man, that board is riding like lights out. I've probably made, I'd say, 5 or 6 weekend trips to the skate park to skate that. And it's outstanding, man. It's just working out really well. And the clearance with the Grind King is sick. I got to follow up on that too. I got to make a little video talking a little bit more about that. I do need to replace the wheels on it, but I definitely don't need to replace the bushings because these bushings are performing really well in those Indy 215s. And I'm hoping they do the same for these Stage 4s. I mean, I'm obviously not going to be riding park with this, but strictly just going to be doing some free riding. I'm going to put a 1/2-inch rise on this because of the size of the wheels. It's really hard right now to find independent, genuine parts, 1/2-inch rise. So I'm going to go with the Dogtown. This is a hard block riser, so there won't be as much flex in this as the softer, like mini logo rises, but this should do the job, and it should go matchy-matchy pretty well. The black bushing should match up pretty well also. 1/2-inch or 1.5 inch, I'm sorry, independent precision bolts. The drill. I love my independent stuff always and forever. Not going with the Indy Reds this time. This was a difficult decision for me, obviously, because they're fast, serviceable, and durable. And I love me some Indy Reds. I think they're one of the best, most cost-effective bearings out there. But I got these Andale Blues, which I picked up on sale. And I think I was just adding them to the cart to get to that free shipping threshold, but they were, $12. And I do have these in another board that I built some time ago, my Gator ramp deck. And they really actually perform pretty well. And with the blue colorway, they'll match up with the paint as well. Now, as far as wheels go, I'm pretty excited about these. These are the Hawgs 63s. They're the Doozies. You can see from the jump, they're actually incredibly wide. They have a huge contact patch. I've ridden these a little bit. A friend of mine has them on one of his setups, a bigger board, a bigger free ride board. They track really well. It's almost like they're on rails. They turn so well. They're softer, so, they will slide a little bit, but, with that wide of a contact patch, you can't anticipate them sliding that much. They're definitely going to grip and hold in space. So I'm looking really to just kind of cruise around on these, and hopefully, I know they eat up rough surfaces already because the spaces that I've ridden them in, the areas where I've ridden them, it's a rougher asphalt. So I think they'll perform well here in the city and around the south side because, our infrastructure is poor and it's kind of crumbling and falling apart. But yeah, I'm looking forward to taking these out just to see how they perform and get them under my feet more often. You know, to ride somebody else's setup is one thing. You know, once in a while, just take it out, spin it once or twice. But to have ownership of something and to ride it the way that you want to ride it each time you take it out without really thinking about it and get into the rhythm and the flow on it is going to be a different story with these. And these are cord, so you should have nice rebound and they should bust back really well once I get adjusted to them and ready to roll. Man, that's kind of intense right there. Wow, it's a tall boy. Yeah, so yeah, that's going to be the first build of 2024. And I'm kind of fired up about it, kind of excited about it, especially to get these stage 4s humming on some free ride stuff. I've had some boards where I've cruised on 215s, not really intensely. I think this shorter board, it's still got a 16-inch wheelbase, which is, you know, fairly big, but, you know, I think this thing is going to be a tight turner. It's going to be able to get into spaces a lot quicker and hopefully rip in and out of there, you know, to make the little short radius turns. And I'm kind of hoping these stage 4s will hold fairly well on the long radius turns. So far with the Slasher, I haven't experienced too much of that kind of like squirrely or janky feel some people talk about with stage 4s, the ones that I've seen reviewed on YouTube and different places. So, and I think that'll hold true more than likely with what I've got going on here. I think there might be some change from what I've experienced with my Slasher to what I'm going to experience here. Obviously, in change of terrain and speed, and going fast down hills is always different on bigger wheels with a higher rise. You know, that 1/4 inch rise that I have on the Slasher, I'm closer to the ground and have harder wheels on it too. So I don't really get, or I haven't really got super loose on it yet. And I haven't got in any spaces where I felt any kind of speed wobbles, but I'm not bombing anything or attacking anything really fast with it. And I'm hoping to do a little bit of that with this. I mean, it's kind of it'll be a wait and see how it performs, obviously, because I don't have anything really to compare it to, you know. And I said this before when I was talking about the stage 4s and the Ace Classics and everything, talking about like a surfier feel and all of that. I don't understand that at all. You know, I don't have that in my head to equate turning a skateboard on concrete or asphalt to, you know, catching a wave on a surfboard and standing up on water and turning it. I don't know that it's, I mean, I guess it's a board, whatever, but I don't know if that's even it's not in the same headspace for me. I guess some people can put it that way, but I just don't think that I can. You know, there's more to it than that. And I can't even put it into a way of, you know, how snowboarders kind of relate to it either. I can't put those two things in the same category mentally. Physically, there's an impasse there because I can't get to that space in my head. So I don't know, maybe they have a surfy turn, but I wouldn't know. I mean, I've caught a couple of waves. I've surfed a little bit. I lived in the Outer Banks a couple of summers and tried that whole East Coast surfing thing, you know, and we had our hurricane seasons and stuff down there. And I caught some waves, and I've wake surfed before. If you were familiar with my other YouTube channel, I had a lot of wake surfing stuff on there, but that doesn't even, you know, that doesn't connect to me to like riding a skateboard either. So I don't know. It's probably just, you know, me being a head case about things. But if there is something that you feel like it connects to, I don't know, let me know. How do I transcend that? How do I get over that part? Another sticker. Sweet. I did get a little sticker from Santa Cruz too. What was mainly holding me back from building this was I used the bushings that I was going to build this with for my Indy 215s, and I just never got around to ordering another set of bushings, even though I had a bunch of points saved up for my most recent reissue purchase. I had like over 600 points. But I got big plans for that. We've got the summer reissues coming. I don't even know. I think the Toyota is coming. The Jägermeister Jeff Kendall collab is coming. And I think that's at the end of May. So that's like a month away. So I'm pretty stoked about that. Hopefully I'll have a sick unboxing. And they have a couple other things that are coming too. I'm not super excited about the O'Brien, another Purgatory reissue, basically the same colorway. It's kind of ridiculous. I don't know. I mean, I like that board, and I got the last one, the purple one. It's pretty dope. But I don't know if I'm going to sit that one out or not. Maybe, maybe not. So wait and see. I'll have to see how I feel when it actually does get closer to that period of time. I might end up getting it. I really regret not getting that blue slasher. Oh man, I'm kind of bummed, but it's out there. It's floating around. I've seen a couple of shop websites that have it up. No sales yet on it though. I have seen that Baby Stomper too, the green one that they reissued. I got one of those, but I've seen that sitting on certain websites for like $50, which I might have to cop one of those and build it, because those look really, I don't know. I never skated one. I had one of the OGs that had the baby, and then on the world it said fuck them, but I lost it in a move. I mean, it was all built out, but I think somebody who was helping me move wandered off with it, which is a bummer, but hopefully if they did wander off with it, it wasn't just misplaced. They skated it and had some fun on it. But I like that shape, so I might grab one and build it. I don't know. They've got a Witch Doctor coming out too, the one with the chick on it and the standing by the cauldron. It's got the gold, pagan gold paint. That one looks sick. There's a couple of good reissues coming down the pipe. I shouldn't just take a dump on the Corey O'Brien, but there's a couple good ones coming that I'm kind of excited about. Should I tighten this up first? Maybe. Where is my... Yeah, so I think there's some good stuff. What was it? That Stigmata I wanted to build. I don't know if you guys have seen the SMA Series 2, but Madrid, the Series 1 was kind of a drag. I mean, I got the Heart Attack and, you know, the Stigmata Sunshade. But then they released the Stigmata Longboard in Series 2. There's a Dave Hackett there. Yeah, they turned up on that second series release, man. And I'm super impressed by that. I'm like, it's far out. I don't know what I want to get out of it. Obviously, it still hasn't. There's a couple that I'd like to see in person. And that Stigmata, the longer board, actually was one that didn't have concave. It was a cambered board. And I can't tell by looking at the pictures, the renderings of it, if it's like the original, you know. And or I'm not saying like the original, not like the pig, but like the original longer version of itself with the camber. They do have a cambered blank, Madrid does, that they're selling, so it's entirely possible that could be a thing. I'm kind of hoping it is, but we'll have to wait and see. I think I'm going to go on the road sometime in May to go see Mi Madre, and hopefully while I'm out, I'll be able to stop at Strain's house and maybe potentially get a look at it, because he said he was going to order the whole run of Series 2. The West Homestead looks good too, man. All of them, actually every single one of them. I mean, I'm not a big Bennett Herrera fan, or they have a couple like a bigger, wider, like size 9 popsicle. Not a huge fan of it, but they all look good, man. Series 2 was definitely an improvement over 1. Again, I don't know if they're built the way that the Madrids are, like my Ken Park. That's one thing I was kind of disappointed about, was the construction just wasn't the same. And I didn't anticipate it to be exactly the same, because Madrid has a standard that they build their boards to. So I'm not saying that they should just be like, oh yeah, we're going to throw the SMAs out looking exactly like our stuff, you know? It would have been rad though, like to throw a heavy out there. Because they did it for the Maui and Sons collab. That Maui and Sons Shark Man is like, man, I wish I would have bought that. That's a heavy little hitter. And they did it for their big boys ones too, you know. There's a couple of times that they've done it on collabs where it's like, man, they put out their best stuff. They could have done it with that, but the SMAs are more like these Prism ones that they've put out, so, which is all right. Somebody was telling me that the Heroin Exilla was a Madrid kind of creation. After they got the specs, Madrid was the one who put that out for them, which is cool. They're creating some different things. Never seen anybody riding that. I wouldn't mind checking it out, but I wouldn't probably really know what to do with it other than stand on it and ride around. I don't know if it would be something that I could actually skate. All right, so yeah, there's the start. And this is just kind of a mock to start it. This isn't like fully on, but those 51s fit on there really nicely. Yeah, you can get a kind of a closer look. Hopefully that's transmitting well. I wasn't sure about the lighting, but yeah, that looks good so far. All right, now, yeah, the humidity is on right now, bro. It's kind of nice. Went outside for a little bit just to go out to the garage, or not to the garage, to the, I have like this tent. That's not a tent, I guess it's a like pop-up carport where my motorcycle's at. Just go out there and look at that and mess with it. Hoping to get it ready for the road soon. It's a ways off though. Everything costs money. I hate it. I need to make things free. I don't get a sticker. I get nothing. I get a small piece of foam. What the fuck? Yeah, well, nothing's perfect. This is gonna be sick. Will these even fit on here? I doubt it. My bearing press is probably not going to accommodate these things, will it? No. Well, yeah, maybe. Hold on a second here. No spacers, so hopefully this works out. You know, it's one thing about my Indies, they got spacers. And I'm all about spacers. Yeah, that didn't fully compress. Where's my bearing puller? Something that you can pull bearings with, good for pressing bearings. Yeah. Sick. Yeah, that's good. That's a good thing. Remind me to write a strongly worded letter to Bonnet. Bonnet? Bonnet? I don't even know. Fuck, dude. Pronouncing shit off. This poor guy's name, Ben June Danon. Danon? A bike messenger from Boston, whose name I can't pronounce. Artist. And Bo something. Gosh. That's roller skate shit right there. I should know how to, well, maybe I shouldn't. Not a big roller skater. But that's working out good. I could have obviously just put this on here and tightened them up. Yeah, the eclipse was far out here, man. We had some pretty good coverage. I was changing the oil in the transmission fluid in my car. I just took the day off from work because I didn't want to be out, because everybody was saying it was going to be a civil emergency and weird stuff was going to happen. The only weird thing that happened was I was just finishing changing my transmission fluid, and I was like on my way back up to my house, and my neighbor, who lives like 2 doors down, was sitting in a lawn chair staring up at the eclipse. And she's just like, hey, do you want to look at the eclipse? And she had the glasses or whatever. And she was just like, she was obviously loaded off of something. I didn't want to presume anything, but she was smoking like American Spirit cigarettes. Really the first time I've had a chance to talk to her, but yeah, it didn't, I don't know, it was a little weird. So that was the strangest thing that happened, was our little interaction. And I don't want to, like, obviously it was a private conversation, but he was definitely on some shit. So, but I don't know what. Hopefully it was just alcohol, but I think it might have been something else too. Which I found strange, that somebody would just be at their house alone, getting twisted, waiting for the moon to cover up the sun. And then I was like, afterwards I was at my, I was just like at home, I was making a sandwich, and I started thinking about, like, wonder what she's doing now. Like, did she just get so twisted that she had to take a nap, or is she still awake? Like, what was the expectation of getting all fucked up and watching the eclipse by yourself? Was it a letdown? I don't know. I mean, I'd be worried to go ask, but hopefully it was good for her. I don't know. She also has like a really decrepit old dog that's got like milky eyes and shit. Yeah, maybe she just went in and hung out with the decrepit old dog. Hopefully. But yeah, I was surprised. Nothing wild happened, just people talking about crazy shit that could potentially happen. I don't really get down into stuff like that. Like, there was a period when I gazed at the moon and wondered about it. You know what I mean? You read those books and stuff about the moon landing being like a setup or whatever. And the Russians, the Russian cosmonauts that hit it whenever they flew towards it or whatever, and it sounded like it was hollow. The whole hollow moon theory, that it's a hollowed out planetoid. And it, So the moon has an interesting history. And I guess we're going to go back there, supposedly. What else was I tripping on? Oh, back to, Ben was like Jack Parsons. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of him. But he was like a scientist. He built the solid fuel containment system for most of the intercontinental ballistic missiles and stuff like that. Really interesting cat, actually. There's what's it called? A crater that's on the dark side of the moon that's named after him, which is kind of interesting. It's also kind of interesting that there's a dark and light side of the moon. does not sound good. That sounds better. All right, dude, this thing's really coming together, and it actually looks super clean, man. Again, this is kind of just a mock-up before I really tighten everything down and actually really do ride it. It should be cool, though. At least I hope it's cool. Sure it will be. These wheels are ginormous, man. Damn, dude. These are hogs, bro. These are heavy hitters, man. I like them thick. I like them chunky. Cranked way down to get that bearing seat in there. There it goes. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that to all of them, man. No doubt. So yeah, there it is. Wow, man. Look how wide those wheels are. That is crazy. They're not sticking out too far though. It's kind of a good thing. I'll take some better pictures too and kind of hook them up at the end of the video. I am super stoked. There's the top sheet. It already had grip tape on it. It shipped that way. So I didn't do that grip, but whatever. Wonder if it's flypaper. Madrid. All the way live. But yeah, there it is. The Prism Captain. What I say, 31 by 875 with a 16-inch wheelbase. These are the Hawgs Doozies, big boys right there on the Indy Stage 4 151s. Going to see if these things turn, if these things are stable at speed, if you can cruise on them. Yeah, man. Actually, I'm really happy with the way this turned out. It looks really good. The gray wheels really go well. I'm happy with the white risers, the black bushings, everything came out pretty good. The Indies look good on there too, man. I like that Stage 4 profile. I like the way the hanger runs down into the pivot cup. It looks really smooth. Damn, bro. First one. I think it's a hit, dog. Yeah, hopefully you can see it well. I don't know how the lighting's looking. I don't really mess with it that much. And hopefully we'll be able to get back to the stop motion. This video was just kind of impromptu. I had some time tonight and I was feeling kind of all right because of the weather, you know, being warmer and being more humid, kind of what I'm used to and what I like. But yeah, this thing's going to be sick. The Prism Captain all the way with the Stage 4 Indies and the Hawgs Doozies 63s. I'll post all the links in the description to the particulars on the board, the trucks, the bushings too. Check that. Remember I said that. And I mean, you don't have to take my word for it. I prefer that you tried it out for $8. I mean, it's an experiment you can do. If you do have Indy 215s, or if you are riding Indy Stage 4s already. I know a lot of people like soft bushings because they can tighten their trucks and the truck will still turn because of the soft bushing, but I recommend riding a hard bushing with a loose truck. I think it's the way to go. I think it just allows more snap and rebound. And I ain't getting no thinner, man. I can't really ride soft bushings. I'm like 225, almost 230 last time I checked. I'm feeling like sloppy, but still, that ain't slowing me down. I'm still going to go out and try to get some. Like a fat kid with cake, or, you know, someone in one of those mobility scooters on their way to the old Chinese buffet. I'm out here. But yeah, no, I'm stoked. Prism Captain, Indy Stage 4s, Indy's hard cushions, Hawgs Doozies 63s, wide contact patch, Andale bearings. Really sick setup. Again, I'll kick down some pictures. It's really good to be making another YouTube video. Hopefully this will be the first to come this year of several more. Like I said, I want to redo that Stedham. I really want to build that Boko Deco or Deco Boko. I got a set of Thunders that I could put on there with those Navarrete wheels that I ordered. I think it would be a 6 setup. What else? I've got a few other things. If I get that Stigmata longboard, got those Indy 159 spades right there, fresh in the bag. I want to bust those down and throw them on there. I got some ideas. I got some things percolating. I always do. I just can't figure out, how to boil them down into the right space and then pour them into the right mold. Things tend to get out of control, I will have a bees trigger and some chimkin nuggets. That's where that stuff ends up at. All right, well, like I said, I hope everybody's doing well. Thanks for checking it out. I hope I can produce some more stuff. I'm going to try to get back around to getting back to answering questions and stuff like that. I just haven't had a chance to really sit down on the computer. The whole phone and computer thing has just been draining. When I mess with it, I don't know, I get off in some weird direction where I'm watching like Down syndrome people go to gyms and try to pick people. It's social media is so weird. Instagram Reels. I don't know if you've ever sat down with that, man. Wow. That is like a whole hellscape. And the influence of artificial intelligence. I even looked into artificial intelligence taking over this channel, but for some reason I wasn't able to get it to produce things the right way. Everything just looked very like, I don't know, spooky, very ghoulish. It's like that spiny looking toad that you kick a rotten log and it rolls out of, and glassy eyes staring at you. It hypnotizes you for a couple of seconds and then gives you some odd side quest that you have to go out into the woods for. And yeah, I'm not ready for all that. I think I just got to keep it grounded in reality, at least for now anyway. Prism Captain, 31 inches long, 8.75 across the mid, the 16-inch wheelbase. This thing is going to be a short radius murderer. Be fast in every alley, kicking out every corner. The fish tail, the Indy stage 4s. Man, I'll free ride these, rip them. I'm going to do some surfy turns, whatever that is. Hawgs Doozies. This thing's a banger, bro, for real. All right. Yeah, right on. Happy 2024 spring. Look for the Santa Cruz reissues coming up soon. Look for Steve Stead is on the block over there waiting to come back with mini logo 875s and Dragon 58s, I believe. It's going to be a killer too. All right. Thanks for checking it out. Hope everybody's well. Peace.
Let's be honest. Everybody's a little crazy about you. You're perfect to me in every way, in every detail, how much I love and respect you. And I truly love you, and I always will.
It's the minute before